Hello people, today I'm going to tell you another story. This story happened almost 20 years ago when I was 16 or 17 years old, back in high school. Anyways, back when I was 16 or 17 years old, back in high school, I bought this flying model rocket kit, this Estes flying model rocket kit. It was called the Alpha 3 at the local hobby shop. And it included the igniter, which was a battery operated thing. It included the launch pad with mast, and it included the rocket which you had to put together. And anyways, I bought the rocket kit and I took it home. And late at night, I was in the kitchen putting this rocket together. There's three or four major parts of the rocket. There's the cone, the plastic cone. There's the cardboard body, and there's the fins, the plastic fins that fit at the end. And inside the rocket, inside the cardboard tube is a little parachute that's supposed to come out. When the rocket goes up in the air, the cone falls off and the parachute comes out and it goes down slowly. Anyways, I was putting this rocket together in the kitchen, and after I glued on this little cardboard tube, it's about as big as a pencil, it's about that wide. It's supposed to slide over the mast when you put the rocket on the mast, where the rocket sits on the launch pad. Anyways, I glued on that little cardboard tube, and I decided I wanted to light it off then and there. I didn't want to wait till daylight to light it off. I wanted to light it off when I got it done. I could not wait. I didn't have the patience. So I packed up everything and I went down the block to the intersection at the corner there, and there's a church and funeral home down by the corner intersection. And I set the launch pad down in a space on the intersection where it would not interfere with any nearby houses if the rocket went up. I didn't want the launch pad to be anywhere near houses for safety reasons. So I found a central location at the intersection where I could put the launch pad down. So I put the launch pad down, I slid the rocket onto the mast, and I installed the engine in the rocket, and I hooked up the igniter. And I had everything all hooked up. And I decided to press the button of the igniter, and the rocket went up. It just went, and then as it went in the sky, it curved, and the light went out. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting after that for the rocket to come down. I was sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. I was just like, what the hell's going on? The rocket's supposed to come down. So after several minutes, I went back home for about 20 minutes. Then I went back up to the intersection. And I was still waiting for the rocket to come down. And all of a sudden, there's this guy that lived in the neighborhood back then. This guy named Tigger, as he was nicknamed. I grew up with him. My brothers and sisters grew up with him. He was well known in the neighborhood, and his last name is Phelps. They nicknamed him Digger because of his last name, Digger Phelps. You know, the ex-basketball coach of Notre Dame. Anyways, Digger was driving around in his father's old Oldsmobile Cutlass. I think it was a 74 or 73 Cutlass. It was a coupe. Anyways, Digger sees me at the intersection, and he was like, Craig, why are you up so late? And I go to him, I'm waiting for my rocket to come down. And after I saw Digger, I just went back home, and I slept that night into the next day. And after thinking about that, I was like laughing my ass off so much that I was crying. I mean, the rocket's supposed to come down after the parachute comes out, but you're only supposed to light it during daylight. I lit it off at night, so I didn't know where the rocket went. And I was laughing so hard, I was crying. And whenever anybody's talking about model rockets, I like to bring up that story, which is kind of funny. I was stupid for lighting it off at night. I should have let it off during the daylight. That way, if I lit it off during the daylight, I would have knew where it went. Instead, I was a dumbass. I lit it off at night. And that concludes this video, and I sure hope you enjoyed it. Bye.